zero in on this idea of the other, because it does seem like that is really where the Trump-Vance campaign is focusing right now, not just on the cheap shots against the vice president because of her name or because she doesn't have biological children of her own, but also this what is happening in Springfield, these racist attacks looking to drive home a point about immigration, but also just to spark fear and to paint their opponents, Republicans' opponents, everyone from migrants to Democrats, as un-American.
Yeah, it is. When you are able to other someone, you take away their humanity. And if you can have people in this country not seeing someone's humanity, it then lessens maybe the concern about what happens to them. And in my personal opinion, that's exactly what the racist conspiracy theories out of Springfield are actually about. And it doesn't just affect the people in Springfield. It affects Haitian Americans all over this country, immigrants all over this country, black people all over this country. I was really struck by the fact that, the U.S. attorney in Florida who was handling the case of the second assassination attempt on former President Trump's life is a Haitian American immigrant. Maybe Donald Trump would say, and J.D. Vance would say, well, those aren't the Haitians that we're talking about. But to be very clear, that is what it's all about, dividing us. And unfortunately, that is frankly, as Joe just said, a feature of the Republican Party apparatus in this current time. It's not every Republican, to be very clear, but it is the culture of the party. And because that is the culture of the party, folks have to make a decision, voters, in this election. They think about if that's something they would like to participate in going forward. And they just might.
I'm gonna do a scorecard to see how this is working. Let's see. Trump, 16. They lost in 17. They lost in 18. They lost in 19. They lost in 20. Heilman, they lost in 21, right? In the off-year races, okay.
22
they lost
also.
in 22.
Yeah.
Then they're losing elections in 23. Okay, that hasn't worked, but maybe on a more national scale, since this infotainment came up, and really with the rise of Rush Limbaugh in 91, 92, and then Fox News and all that. Let's see, and talk radio, right-wing talk radio. Let's see how that's worked. So that started in 90, 91, 92. So let's see. Republicans lost in 92, the popular vote. They lost the popular vote in 96. They lost the popular vote in 2000. They lost the popular vote in 2008. They lost the popular vote in 2012. They lost the popular vote in 2016. They lost the popular vote in 2020. And really the only time so let's see. So John Heilman is fascinating.
Yeah.
They've lost every year this sort of, hey, we're going to own the libs. Yeah, they've really inspired a shrinking Republican Party, as we've talked about for a very long time. And they 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and the majority of Americans have voted against their presidential candidate every presidential year since 1992, except for one.
Right.
And they still are clinging to this sort of nasty, snide game of subtraction instead of. Now, I can't tell you how many Trump Republicans I've politely said, hey, listen, politics is a game of addition. Find common ground. Put your arm around people. Bring them in. Build your team. Do great things. They don't want to hear it. They want to attack. They want to say, they're not even. Not only do they attack Democrats and attack independents, they'll attack Republicans as being insufficiently hateful. They'll attack single moms. They'll attack people that don't have children. I mean, it's like, why? Instead of trying to figure out how do we make their lives better? How do we bring the community together? It's a losing message. I just don't know how many years I have to sit here and tell my former party, this is a losing message. There's a reason why Ronald Reagan won 49 states, because he talked about immigrants being part of America. I mean, George W. Bush, after 9/11, what did he do? He went to a mosque, put his arms around Muslims. around Arab Americans, saying they're every bit as much of American as I am. And that is a message that has been lost on this Republican Party, lost a long time ago.
I mean, Joe, I believe if you count them up, if you take out all the midterms and the special off-year elections, just do the presidential years, I think my math is right. That's 8 elections from 1992 through 2008, 8 national presidential elections.
Yep.
The scoreboard on that is, in terms of the national popular vote, is 7-1. That's not a great win-loss record. You don't even make the wild card with a 1-7 record. And of course, it's true that because of the Electoral College, you can still win the presidency. But I'll tell you what George W. Bush knew, and what Ronald Reagan knew, and Bill Clinton knew, and Barack Obama knew, and all those other people that we talk about knew, is that if you happen to get elected president of the United States without the popular mandate of any kind, without winning the popular vote, you can get into the White House. You just can't get anything done. There's not a world where if you're a 48% president, where you can move on the big problems that America faces. And presumably, if you're running for president, you think America has big problems and you're trying to solve them. So the Republican Party has backed itself into this corner, and it's that stark. You know, we overly complexify this question all the time. But if you lose 7 out of 8 national elections, if the goal is to win 50% plus 1, and you've failed at that 7 out of 8 times, it's time to rethink your strategy. And yet, instead,
Perhaps.
Republicans are going in the opposite direction of rethinking it. They keep doubling and tripling and quadrupling down on the same strategy that's lost them 7 out of 8 national elections.
I mean, and you look at what Donald Trump did at Arlington.
Oh, my God.
And, you know, Republicans say, oh, that was brilliant.
No.
And you'll actually have...
Who says that's brilliant?
You'll actually have other people going, oh, this is brilliant. This three-dimensional chess. No, it's not. It's just hatefulness. Same thing with the debate where they will try to tell you that there's a way to look at that debate that Donald Trump won. It's desperation. It's intellectually dishonest, and nobody believes it.
Absolutely dishonest. John.